show's about to start. Miami Dolphins, we're the kings, we play it smart. Sammy and Steve, they bring the heat. Big finish energy can stay in your seat. At least we have each other, we're family. No other Fins TV forever under the Miami cover. Miami perfect, we're living the dream. Fins TV brings the kings of Tuesdays of Supreme. Turn it up loud, feel the bass in your soul. Miami Dolphins, yeah. We're reaching the goal. Tropical lights, they shine so bright. Kings of Tuesday night, so out of sight. Sammy and Steve, they're leading the crew. Fins TV bringing the heat, it's what we do.
Dolphins dive, the ocean's alive. No matter what, we thrive. We thrive.
Fins TV, kings of Tuesday nights. Miami Dolphins, we take the flight. No matter what, at least we have each other. This is the vibe, there's no need for another. Palm trees sway to the baseline beat. From a 305, the energy sweet. Sammy and Steve, they're calling the plays. Fins TV, the rhythm always stays. Oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey.
Dolphins dive, the ocean's alive. No matter what, we thrive. We thrive.
Fins TV, kings of Tuesday nights. Miami Dolphins, we take the flight. No matter what, at least we have each other. This is the vibe, there's no need for another.
Miami's got the Dolphins, the greatest football team. We take the ball from goal to goal like no one's ever seen. We're in the air, we're on the ground, we're always in control. Hey, when you say Miami, you're talking Super Bowl. 'Cause we're the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins number one. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins number one.
Miami Dolphins, ride the wave. Ride the wave. Ride the wave. Miami perfect, we're living the dream. Fins TV, kings of Tuesdays, Tuesdays of Supreme. Turn it up loud, feel the bass in your soul. Miami Dolphins, yeah, yeah. We're reaching the goal.
Welcome to Fins TV. I'm your host Fins Sammy, aka at Fins Sammy on X. As always, my co-host Hallett. Steve, welcome to another edition of Fins TV.
Sammy, welcome. Another Victory Tuesday on Fins TV. Let me tell you, man, every time we start this now, that beat, I just don't want it to stop. Seriously, I put it into the chats here, man. People come for the beats. they're just going to stick around for the podcast and hope they can hear some more of that. Again, huge shout out to Adrian Rainey for that beat, because that is lit.
Our music producing Adrian Rainey, part of the Fins TV crew family, so it's going to be with us tonight. So let's go through it. We're going to have special guest Dave Hyde from the Sentinel, so it should be lots of fun tonight. So on this episode on Fins TV, Steve, the Dolphins, we really are going streaking, Steve, because the Dolphins win their 4th game in a row by basically pounding the Jets into oblivion at the MetLife takeover. Our friend Sarney was there. He's going to be joining us a little bit later to talk about the game that was also there at the MetLife. You know, Mike McDaniel, he keeps winning. A lot of us want basically Mike McDaniel out, but he's finding a way to win. So, you know, the Dolphins right now are on a run and basically, you know, changing their identity. We're going to talk a little about that. And, you know, a lot of fiction out there in Fins Nation, you know, a lot of fantasy. So one of those fantasies, are the Dolphins different right now? Are the Dolphins changes? Is this time different? We're going to talk about, is it fact or fiction that the Dolphins right now are different? So we're going to start with the game it was against the Jets on Sunday.
Let's do it.
They have to be at their best here today. Or a little misdirection. Here comes Jalen Waddle. Finds the edge. Waddle breaking free. Try to get our graphics back on the screen here quickly. 1st and 10. And a lot more. H.N. spinning his way to the second level. He breaks free. H.N. 1st and goal from the 3. 2 of fakes. 2 a hit on the release. And they're going to make a touchdown nonetheless. Before you were back in. Tagovailoa goes play action out of the backfield. And he's going to complete to Greg Dulcich. And they show it right there. Play action again from Tua, taking a shot outside the numbers. It's Waddle. Yes. 1st and 10 as they play from the 13-pitch play. A-Chain. What great results for this football team. It's a big 34 here for the Jets. Deflected in the air. Was there picked? So Steve Wilkes, Jets defensive coordinator, looking for some answers. Tagovailoa throws across his body. Dosage again. Gun. Handoff here. In. It's right.
Ball well, so it's going to be tough here for the Jets to climb back in this one.
Brady Cook steps up in the pocket. That pass.
She's not playing football.
Jake Bailey, the Pro Bowl punter. Isaiah Williams backpedaling, makes the first guy miss. Covering a lot of real estate. Williams, he's got some electricity in those legs. Williams lead blockers to 10. And Williams is in for the touchdown.
He's really shown a lot of good stuff here in his rookie season.
Certainly this thin Jets defense gets even thinner. This is right. Dolphins rush 4, Cook's pass, and a touchdown. So he has orchestrated 3 touchdown drives. This is 18. Bradley Patterson, who's 6th in the league in field goal percentage this season. From Indianapolis, 3rd and 13, down to 35 seconds. Cook towards the end zone, and it is picked. It's marked down at the 34-plus. Tagovailoa's pass caught.
Your goals are still in front of you. Don't be frustrated.
Jets are going fake here. This is Malachi Moore. But again, the onus goes back on to Cook and his offense. Can they make something happen here? This is the rookie tight end, Taylor.
Bring it to an end.
Nick Folk. It's Miami offense. A run game that is looking fierce. Waddle. Right. Jets playing on their heels
Today, climbing to those backers.
There's a play here from Gordon, that push, and he's in.
They've operated in the last 3 or 4 games of really laying a foundation of the type of team they want to be.
Points by this Dolphins team over the last 6 weeks. As the field goal here from Patterson is good.
Continuing to have just a tremendous season.
Cook with a fade pass, and that is picked.
Well, Steve, it's always fun when we find a way to beat the Jets. The Dolphins, you know, Tua Tagovailoa has never lost to the Jets. He was basically kind of a non-factor, if you ask me. But I want to know your thoughts about the game.
He didn't lose, but did he really win against the Jets?
Yeah,
I think he kind of like hide him away and be like, he's just hide that skin lesion or that wart that you have. Be like, do you really have it? But, he didn't make enough mistakes, really. But how about my man, White Lightning, Ethan Bonner, closing out the game there with that interception? That was something else, man. What a performance. Seriously, man. 3 interceptions? What? I can't wait to talk to Jason that he was there, Mr. Sarney, that he was in attendance for that. But, no, it's funny because we went to the mall afterward. We ran into somebody who was like jokingly saying, we really didn't play that well, and we could have, we almost lost a game, whatever it was. I know Shari will remember it better, but I see a lot of people out there saying, well, you only beat the Jets. You only beat the Jets. Look, a win is a win is a win in the NFL, especially for Miami on the road in December in the cold against a division opponent. To be able to come out and play like that, seriously, very, very good. And then you see how like we went out against the Panthers, the Browns, those teams that we really should have beat, but we went out and laid eggs against them. I'll take this type of performance against a Power 5 team like the New York Jets. So
I'm sure you heard that phrase that Maya said, I wish it was colder. I wish it was colder, like 4 more degrees, so we can say that we beat a team under 4 degrees because it's such a bush below.
Oh, we'll have that opportunity this coming up Monday night.
Oh, we for sure will, because it's gonna be cold in Pittsburgh, and I'm pretty sure, Steve, I'm pretty sure that Aaron Rodgers, who actually is very confident against the Dolphins every single time, can't wait to find a way to play against the Dolphins. We're gonna talk later about that, but the defense for the Dolphins during the game, Steve, the defense was definitely better. They finally. I said during the season that as long as you find a way to stop the run, the Dolphins will not win. We kind of be 4 kind of mediocre quarterbacks and Josh Allen the last couple of weeks, but the defense for sure has picked up. What are your thoughts about the defense of the game against the Jets?
In many cases in the past, I've made a point to say it several times this season on Fins TV. We've made mediocre quarterbacks look all pro. Yes. We have a way of taking quarterbacks that have no business being starters in the NFL on a consistent basis look extremely really good. I mean, you're talking about what Thad Lewis had a phenomenal couple games against us, back in like 2013 or 2011 or something. It was ridiculous. We have a way of losing or making teams like that look extremely good or much better than they really are. I'm really not going to say anything bad about the way that the defense played. Yes, it's the Jets. In all seriousness, their offense, their entire team is just an absolute shambles. They are a disaster. But they're still an NFL team. We went out there and the defense stood on business, and they did it the right way. It was good.
Absolutely. Well, without further ado, let's welcome our panel, the Fins TV crew of Shari, Hallett, Dolphins, Chani, Adrian, Rainey at the Radio Day Pod, 2 Rock of SmackDown, and everywhere else. I'm going to start with Shari. Shari, is always fun when we beat the Jets, and it's always misery when we don't. So, win is a win. How you feel? What your thoughts about the game was against the Jets?
Well, first of all, I'm going to play Matt Armstrong this week and tell Steve, no, they are not an NFL team. So we really just beat some dudes on a field wearing some horribly ugly brown uniforms because the Jets are not an NFL team, of course. So, Matt, we miss you. Just wanted to make sure you were included because I know wherever you are and you're listening, you were like, no, Steve, they are not an NFL team.
Yep.
That aside, yes, it is always beautiful to beat the Jets, and it doesn't matter which team's good and which team sucks because it's a division game, and you just never know which team's going to show up. And Sammy, I said that to Steve after the game. I wish it was like 41 or 42 at kickoff, and I'm like, now it's just a few degrees away from finally being able to just knock the bull crap off and never have to discuss that shit again about you can't win under 40. Well, of course, it was a few degrees over, but nobody looked cold. I actually enjoyed the little celebration where they sat with their hands over a fire in the end zone. It doesn't bother me. They play a game. It's a sport. They're not doctors. They're not saving lives. I'm fine with them having a little fun, especially when they're doing well. And they are oddly enough, are doing quite well. The defense, yes, they're showing up. They seem, because we're so used to seeing them falter, they seem better than they are. I think it's like they're 15th for points allowed and 19th yards allowed, which is middle of the pack. But if you would have told us at the beginning of the year that our defense would be 15th or 19th, middle of the pack in the beginning of December, you'd have called us crazy. So I'll take it. I agree with Steve. We are winning despite Tua, and that's okay. When you've got Achane running like that, Jalen Wright, I mean, it was a sight to behold watching them run. And I'm so glad Achane's injury isn't serious because really I could feel the wind go out a little, but it was very nice to see Jalen Wright pick up the rock and keep it going. There really wasn't a drop off in terms for me of energy. Because at first I thought, oh, here we go. But then you said, oh, no, this is fantastic. This is great. I liked Jalen Wright from the beginning, so I'm happy to see him doing well, getting his first touchdown. If you would have, Jason, you can comment on this. What was it, 1,500 odds plus 1,500 for him to get his first NFL touchdown in that game? So that prop bet paid well.
That was a good prop if you had it. That was definitely. I mean,
Yeah.
listen, you're not
We
gonna
enjoyed it.
expect him.
We enjoyed it. And the gentleman at the mall did try to give us a hard time. It said something about we got lucky, but then quickly changed his
It
tune.
was self-deprecating. Yeah.
He was like, no, we're terrible. We suck. Good job. We'll get you next time. So he wasn't trying to be a jerk or anything, which was unusual for a Jets fan. But
Yeah,
you know,
30-10. We just got lucky, but you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Jason, you were there. You were there at the midnight takeover. I want to know your thoughts about the game and the resurgent Dolphins, so to speak.
It was a fun time. The MetLife Takeover is one of the best events of the year, put together by Michelle and Igor over at Dolphins NYC. They're fantastic people, and they do a bang-up job in bringing this community together. I got in there like about an hour before the game, was able to enjoy the tailgate. Good numbers. And then when you walked into the stadium, there was really no one there. I mean, for a 60-plus thousand venue, there was like 12,000 people there max. Wow. And by the middle of the third quarter, that number was fractioned into maybe a couple of thousand. And
I thought you were at a Hurricanes game.
The vast majority were Dolphins fans. And I think that it was a really great showing. It was a lot of fun. And look, it's people could say, all right, we only beat the Jets, but they didn't squeak past the Jets like they squeaked past the Saints last week. They beat the crap out of a bad team. And in a league where there's so much parity, in a league where rivalry games are sometimes or most often field goal games or competitive games, they really, pardon my French, they kicked the shit out of them. And they should have. And that's what we wanted to see. Defense, 6 sacks, over 240 yards or 239 yards on the ground, 3 interceptions. Would have loved to have not seen that punt return taken back for a score, but that was the only time they crossed the end zone. So you got to give it up to Weaver and his defense. Got to give it up to McDaniel for sticking with the run. 3 running backs scored touchdowns, first time since the late 70s, and you know what kind of a running game Dolphins had in the 70s. So a lot of smiles, a lot of fun. Got a chance to meet some great people or say hello to some great people again and hang out. So banger of a Sunday.
And you even had a chance to run through the end zone. I saw that on Fins Faithful.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Touchdowns.
As I say, I like to finagle my way down to the field when given an opportunity. Found a soft spot in the zone in terms of the security guards. Had a little fib. Let me pass, and I enjoyed it.
I don't want to burst your bubble, but it's still the Jets' defense, so it's not too hard for you to get it.
Security guards are a little bit better and pack a better defense, but I'll give it a broken tackle on my record.
Absolutely. Adrian, we said so many times on Fins TV that the Dolphins have been playing kind of to the level of opposition, so when you play the Jets, anything can happen. Last time, it was a debate that either the Dolphins won or the Jets lost the game. This time was different. Of course, they didn't have their starting QB during the most part of the game, but a win is a win, and the Dolphins won convincingly. What are your thoughts about the game on Sunday?
I love the game. Oh, my God. Anytime you do that to the Jets, I'm going to be all there for it, man. I think Mike McDaniel finally starting to figure out what he needs to do to win with this team this year. Too bad it came so late in the season. Yeah. But this team right here that he has right now, he knows he has to be physical. He's got a defense that's turning it on, not at the right time, but right now. So, how about Greg Dulcich?
Yeah.
Darren Waller,
right?
Darren Waller, who?
And that one play that got called back. What a beast of a play that was.
Seriously, talk about an exciting white, man. Oh, my God. That dude killed it that game. And then Wright, of course, just 100%, 110% effort with his running. That was great to see from him. Everybody thought he was a bust. And he balled out that game, especially when Achane got hurt. But he pretty much ran the whole day he was running. 110%. So you gotta love that. And then the defense, of course, man, just destroyed the Jets. I mean, this is what you want them to do to the Jets every single time, man. I'm not mad at it at all. I do want to say great weekend for Miami sports. Inter Miami wins the MLS Cup. Inter Miami won the MLS Cup.
Okay,
All right.
cool. I'll give you
Yes,
that.
yes,
I'll give you
was
that.
great.
Good
That was
weekend.
great.
Good weekend. What else we got?
Florida Panthers went 2-0 this
What else you
weekend.
got, Adrian?
Oh, and since Steve loves them so much, the Miami Hurricanes got in the playoffs and will be playing Texas A&M December 20th. So I'm sure Steve will be tuned in, throwing a barbecue, big party with a bunch of U's in the air for that one, man. It
There'll
was
be some
lovely to see.
FUs in the air, Adrian.
There'll
But
be a
just
lot
no
of
plain
FUs in
old
the
U's.
air. I'll have my popcorn out.
Yeah.
Let's hold the punches to the big finish. Our guest is here, so let's go to our feature segment. Let's go to a bit of the transition. Then Steve and I are going to discuss a little bit about the segment, and we're going to go our special guest Dave Hyde of the Sun Sentinel.
Fins TV, Sammy and Steve, the crew's alive. No matter what, we have each other. This is the place, forget the bother. Fins up, hearts beat true.
Welcome to Fins TV. It's all for you. Trumpets blaze, the beat goes on. Fins forever, strong and strong. Miami lights, the waves are free. Welcome home. This is Fins TV.
Well, Steve, the conversation around head coach Mike McDaniel and the Miami Dolphins has long been dodged by a lingering frustration label of soft, a critique often tied to their late season struggles in December and January. Yet, as the calendar flips to the crucial stretch of the season, the current Dolphins squad, perhaps less top-heavy in talent than previous interactions, appears to be on the run from that narrative. The ferocious, consistent ground game providing the offensive backbone and the new identity with a complementary defense finally taking terms at the line of scrimmage. The question is no longer a finesse, but fortitude. Is this more balanced physical approach the formula that makes them better suited to handle the grind of winter football and secure meaningful wins when the temperature drops down the stretch? Steve, so many times, the soft label has been, the Dolphins are soft, and we cannot disagree too much on that. Basically, we have basically been the chorus for that so many times. But this team, the premise is that this team, it might not be as talented, but as long as they're running the ball consistently, like they've done it, they had not done it like this 4-game stretch, like they've been running the ball great. And, the defense stopping the run, playing good. Basically, they might be even better suited than other teams that were more talented. What are your thoughts on that, Steve?
All right. I seriously, I'm going to ask you a question here. What's your definition of talent, Sammy? And I don't want to put you on the spot. And this can be rhetorical. And okay, let me just go on, because talent in the NFL wins. Mm-hmm. So by my estimation of that, a finesse team that got their asses kicked in December and in the big spotlight of primetime games, when they couldn't do that, that team wasn't talented enough. Now, I do think that the head coach at the time, McDaniel, was setting them up for failure. So I think that the talent that this team has, Adrian just mentioned him, Dulcich. My God, that he is such a breath of fresh air, seeing what he is doing out there with the ball in his hands. Julian Hill having that, the year of the step up. It took him 3 years, but hey, sometimes it just does it. Took Mike Gesicki, how many years he's been in the league? He still hasn't peaked at that point. So
Seems like a boat.
Exactly. So I really think, Sammy, to your point, the talent level we've got examples. The defense. Seriously, Jordan Brooks, Dotson, those inside linebackers, I talked about them last week. They are playing lights out. Minkah Fitzpatrick, I wasn't pleased to see him come back just basically because I'm salty as hell, the way he left Miami. He's stepped up and he's a leader. Offensive line, hitting second line blocks. Like I seriously don't remember the last time, if in my lifetime of watching the Dolphins, I've seen them hit this many consistent second level blocks the way that they're doing, keeping things open. So it's not that I agree with you, Sammy, but the talent of what they have is what they're putting on the field. And I think that this is a much more talented team than it was last year.
It for sure fits better than any other team that we've seen in the last couple of years. Our guest is here. Let's welcome Dave Hyde.
Hey.
Hi, Dave.
Sorry about that.
Please go ahead.
Everybody doing?
We're talking about basically, we said in Fins TV and everybody, so I mean ESPN, everybody, the soft label on the Dolphins. And Steve brings the point about the talent. This team might not be top heavy and superstar and everything, but basically the talent basically fits better to make to play in that cold weather where you need to stop the run and run the ball. What are your thoughts about that first premise?
Well, I think absolutely, and not only the cold weather, but playing against uh, Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh cannot stop the run. The last 2 weeks, Buffalo ran 249 yards, and Baltimore 219, I believe it was. So it's the perfect formula, perfect setup for the Dolphins to go into. Yeah, cold weather, on the road Monday night. Probably an unruly crowd because they won last week. The Pittsburgh crowd was ready to turn on the Steelers if they lost that Baltimore game. But to your point, I think Mike has struck on a formula for this team in the last 5-6 weeks. The Brumskill, 6 offensive linemen, the making sure we run the ball and stay with winning. And to the point, the last 4 games, I believe, they've had the lead. And 21-0 last week. But when you have the lead and a comfortable lead at times, it's a lot easier to stick with the run. But yeah, it's really interesting that they've struck this formula. It reminds you of 2016 when Jay about midway through the year, all of a sudden Adam Gase said we got to run the ball, we got to rely on that, and they did, and it took them to the playoffs.
Steve?
No, I think it's really incredible how they have hit that stride. I think I said it last week, and you saw a lot of examples of it this week against the Jets, where Achane actually creates the yardage. The offensive line is doing their job with their blocking, but you see a lot of running backs, even Jalen right up until this game when he really broke out, they don't hit the holes the way that with the timing that Achane does. So I think it's really refreshing to see how he does it. And I really got to say, and we dodged a bullet with Achane not getting in. I saw him go down. It looked like he was holding his knee, and then it turned into a rib injury. So just not too sure what that was. But I was really thinking about it after this game with the way that a couple games in a row now, Coach McDaniel has called a different type of offense. And I'm not prepared yet to accept that he's changed his ways just because I think he's a zebra and he just can't change his stripes. But is it possible that the fact that we don't have that big name, the big talent, like Sammy was saying, wide receiver out there, we have Waddle, but the fact that we don't, I'll be real, we don't have Tyreek Hill, and the reason we don't have Tyreek Hill is the reason that Mike McDaniel is progressing right now as a coach. Is that fact, or is that fair?
Well, look, I'd love to have Tyreek Hill on my offense, but I don't know why you can't have both ideas at the same time. Why can't you say, you know what, we need to run the ball more because we can do it effectively. Our offensive line loves to run the ball. They get to fire out. We can be more physical than we've shown. But we still have the explosive factor in Tyreek Hill if teams start crowding the line and doing it that way. Mike's problem was, they gave a ton of money to Tyreek. They gave a ton of money on a second contract to Jalen Waddle, and they gave a ton of money to Tua, and he decided those are the engines. And look, if you're going to pay those guys, I get it. But this way would be more effective. And if you had Tyreek, he'd be even better, I think, doing it the way they are right now.
Jason?
I don't disagree with you. I just don't know if McDaniel could help himself and he'd be trying to force feed Tyreek Hill with a quarterback who's handing out, interceptions like it's bowl bids to the Hurricanes.
Arm punts. Call them arm punts. Go on.
I'm just messing with you. I got to mess with Adrian. Jason, what do you think, bud? You were at the game experience.
Yeah, no, Dave, pleasure seeing you. Thanks for joining us. And you mentioned the word formula. It's been like my favorite word the last few days and weeks because the formula is literally right in front of us. Since week 10, Miami's, as you said, leading the league in rushing, 192.3 yards per game. They're also leading the league in least amount of points scored defensively since week 10. So you got a top-tier rushing attack finally. You got a defense only giving up 13.3 points per game. and they head into a massive test on Monday night. And I'm really curious to see if McDaniel sticks to that script. We all know the weather stigma. Let's run that ball 35, 40 times, and hopefully the defense can play as they've been playing. And if they get to 7-7, it could be a really fun stretch run to maybe even push for the playoffs.
And also, the everything's aligning perfectly for this Pittsburgh game except the weather. So I'm sorry, but you can't use the weather as an excuse forever. We're running almost 200 yards a game. Their defense is giving up 200 yards a game on average. It's the dominoes are set for this victory. McDaniel has to stick with what dance with the one who brought you. He's got to stick with what's been working and not just. I don't want to see Tua try to air. No, it's going to be cold. It's going to be snowy. It's going to be disgusting. And we're going to have Steelers fans, which is never any fun. So I want to see them continue the path they are on because Pittsburgh is a very forgiving team. Or I'm sorry, is going to be forgiving in terms of we're going to get those yards if we stick with what brought us because they're giving them up. So don't change. I don't want to see him think he's got to change it up. I want to see them continue with what they're doing because the stars have aligned for this Monday night game.
Yeah, I don't think
I made
Michael,
everybody speechless.
I think he's figured out what they got to do. And the other flip side is too that hasn't looked very well either. So I don't think he's playing around the field in good weather, much less if it's what we're the early forecast is showing to be windy and I haven't seen snow, but just wind and cold is not a good combination.
Adrian,
go ahead, Adrian. What you got?
Yeah, I would say I want to ask Dave because Tua started that game off really well, and this is my thought. I said, okay, scripted plays, and then once they got off the scripted plays, I felt like that's when he started to fall off, and then Mike McDaniel was like, all right, yeah, I can't do it. I just have to run. So, what's your opinion on that? Do you think that was just scripted plays, and then he just kind of got lost, or do you think he was just not in rhythm after that because we were running the ball so well?
Maybe they script another 25 plays for him. if that's the point. But you're right. I think he was 9-11 for 102, 103 in the first quarter, and then 1 for 4 for -2 in the second quarter. He threw like 20 yards the rest of the game. Now, part of that the game didn't dictate it, but some of those passes looked really bad. I mean, he could have been intercepted several times. So, look, I don't know what's going on. I don't know his health, is the hip from last year, the ankles as he's talking about from this year. Defense is zero and even more in on what he does. His arm doesn't look as strong, and he's never been a great athlete to begin with, but it's much more limited even right now. So, I don't know what's going on, and I think that's in part why Mike's leaning so heavily on the running game. But you're right. He had, he shows signs at times. Okay, 9-11 in the first quarter, they were up 21-0. As you said, maybe it wasn't script. I had thought of that completely. You think the first series, okay, of each half, they probably come out with something that should surprise the defense. But he had a nice first quarter, and it just got lost somewhat in the rest of the game.
Dave, I want to let you know you're breaking up a little bit. I don't know if there's something with your connection, but we're breaking up a little bit. You are there, Dave, and you we saw too many times on Fins TV. Mike Daniel tried to he was too much of a buddy coach, a players coach, and that allowed their players, what happened with Ramsey and others who went on the door after this season. And we said, Steve and I talked many times about, he's not going to change his ways. That's the person, the kind of person he is. That's the coach he kind of is. He's not going to change that. But you guys, the media guys, are there in the room. You're backstage. You see it at the press conference. You see the attitude you hear from the players. Have you seen a change in Mike McDaniel from his way from that coach to last year? Maybe want to allow too much players to be late for meetings and allow maybe the ship to run away from the course. Have you seen any changes from Mike McDaniel? Basically, he's done the same thing he's always done, and this time the guys who are out of the locker room are the difference. What are your thoughts about that, Dave?
Well, he's not as, the first few years, I said it was a culture where everybody made people. He just wanted to be buddies with them. And if the Stars wanted more money, he'd get more money. It was really an assistant coach's mentality. The assistant coaches always go, hey, let's work. We'll get you the second contract. You'll have success. You listen to me. And meanwhile, the head coach has got to be the lion tamer at times and keep both the coach, the assistant coach, and the player in line. And Mike wasn't very good at that. He's shown signs it's not as comfortable as it was. But, it took a 0-3 start, then 1-6 or 2-6. It's all blurring together. But yeah, he's not as appeasing as he used to be. Now, I call him hard, drive coach. That's not his personality, but there is signs of change.
Do you think he's eligible for his job? Because during the season, fans were clamoring for his job after the terrible start. But he's after 4 wins. He's if you ask me, he has not saved his job because it's not about winning. It's about who you win against and how you win. So there's still 4 more games to go where you need to go and do the things that he's never done. Well, win in cold weather, win deciding game, win at night. That won't happen because that game was changed to the Bengals at 1 p.m. But there's still gonna be some cold weather games, and that game was Foxborough at the end of the season.
Yeah, we've got Monday night.
At the
Monday night, all
it
in
would have
one.
been it would have been 2 or 4.
Road prime time, freezing cold.
Yes. And how the Dolphins have been playing prime time lately. If it's a prime time game, you know what's gonna happen.
Last year we beat the Rams in prime time, so
yeah, that's one for sure.
And SoFi. Nice 72 degrees inside SoFi Stadium.
You beat the Jets, yes. But usually, I'm still not over that Titans game. That's gonna be forever. But what are your thoughts? Do you think he's basically still coaching for his job, or he's now found a secure spot when basically he's en route to save his job?
Yeah, of course he's coaching for his job, but it also when they fired Greer, I was told they want McDaniel to be the coach. They want him because in part they got a $99 million contract too, and they want him back.
Get a hit.
And if they have to go out and get another coach, how many new coaches, new fans want to be in place? Limit would certainly limit the field. Mike Tony's had success with Tua, and so Steve Ross wants Mike to succeed. He wants him to be back, but for that to happen, it's got to be like what's going on right now. You can't the last game they go back to being the Dolphins for this season. So it's not just when you say bring Mike back, it's not just the coach. Then you're saying, okay, who's the general manager? We're probably going to stick with the general manager, Shane Kelly, because how many general managers would come in and say, yeah, I'll inherit the coach, and I'll inherit the quarterback, whoever wants. Not many. And so that's part of the decision, too, that, okay, if Mike comes back, Shane Kelly's staying. And I guess it would be a 1-year trial run. I don't know how Ross runs, but then you go to the quarterback. What would be their plans with Tua? But next, no competition again. Competition. Mike clearly basically doesn't want competition with Tua all the way through this season, and will that change? I think do want Mike back. I think if he sticks on this path, obviously he's going to be back. But it isn't just the coach. That it's the whole organization too.
So basically, Tua and McDaniel are tired of the hip, and kind of by default, Kelly and McDaniel are not tired of the hip because they basically might do if McDaniel comes back with 1 more year, basically Kelly comes back with 1 more year, and we have to rinse and repeat and see what happens. Tua's regression, Dave. We didn't expect Tua to have that fall down from grace. I said I've defended Tua. I've been accused of being a Tua near, Tua on, or whatever. But my defense is right now that when fans thought Tua was bad, he wasn't bad. This is bad Tua. Tua right now is struggling. Right now, Tua, the regression of Tua is critical. I don't know. I maybe the generative, maybe the hip. Some fans over here call his permacust. Basically, that he does recover from those concussions. That basically he has regressed so much that he's not the player he was. So I want to know, what are your thoughts? What are you hearing from your colleagues at the media about Tua's regression? Is it something physically? Is something about the weapons? Is not Tyreek Hill? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, when two really strong and anticipation, vision, those type of things that the first, but limitations have always been strong too. You can't the health concern, Zarn, and as I mentioned earlier, those limitations seem to be severely limiting this. And I don't have an answer to that yet. It has to be they have to get last year, this year, going back to the senior year. That and the maybe the cumulative cost of playing football for him. But this is all he is. I don't know how he cannot stay a quarterback number right in the offseason. That no, it's too early to say how to go about it. But we'll see. Get there, but there's 4 more games. Maybe he's happy with us and get back to what he was. But my question always with him was the what come out. Not the play on script. He's great. If he has to come off script in chaos situations, which as you go on to play better defenses, that's hard. Look, last night Justin Herbert comes out his big run that set up the time field goal. He just decided that because he saw the field still move. He didn't handle the ball, kept it right. Those type of things you're not going to get to even at the best. So, I watched his last 4 games just to see, is it match? Because you're right, he's much limited than he was.
He wasn't always great at looking for that second read, but right now he's a statue back there. The passer is there, and he basically looks up, and he has nowhere to go. The physical tools have diminished so much. Everybody's saying about the Dolphins being in the hunt. The Dolphins right now in the hunt just because of the fact that we have so many things above us, but as long as that screen on CBS, on Fox, on NBC says in the hunt, we're in the hunt, baby. So everybody's excited when you see the fans have been waiting all year for it to be in the hunt. So, but it's a tall task when you have so many teams ahead of them. So, what are your thoughts? Do you think that the Dolphins? That's going to be my final question to you, Dave. I appreciate you joining us on Fins TV. What are your thoughts? Do you think the Dolphins have a reasonable chance to run the table and maybe find a way to have another miracle in Miami this year?
I think they but I think
just a little bit of chance.
Other people's seasons. Push back to 7-7 and put their season down. Camp Bucks, they're feeling right now. Lost 4 or 5 since their bye.
Yes.
You can pretty much end their process when it comes down here. And then New England's going to number 1 seed. So I think those are more realistic ideas than they can get to 10 wins, and even then, it's not sure. The Chargers have a really tough schedule. If they win one, the Dolphins can't because they lost to the Chargers. Houston's ahead right now. It's hot and has a nice. And Buffalo nice right. So if the Chargers had lost, you could draw against the odds path them to challenging for the playoffs. Chargers could draw
Oh, yeah, a lot of things had to happen because the teams are about the Ravens, the Chiefs. Who would have thought that the Chiefs basically will have the same record uh, right now? So, Dave, it's been great having you on Fins TV. We always wanted to have you here with us. It's been a pleasure. It's been an honor for you to join us. What you have cooking this week on Sun Sentinel, and where they can find your social media so they can follow you, Dave.
Great. Thanks. Yeah, I'm going out there probably Thursday and see what I drum up. No, great. Thanks for having me. It's been fun. Let's hope it's a fun end for the Dolphins because the start of the season was very fun. Trust me, in my business, it's much better when they than when they lose.
Yeah.
People read more, people are interested. The stories are better, and unfortunately, I for the past couple decades I've been around the elevators going down. Good people, good career.
Yeah.
I ask questions coming up that. So
you guys are you guys are the pros, but basically we're in the same boat. It's much more fun.
Much more fun.
To produce content, to discuss about it. Everybody's having much more fun. So,
Yeah.
Dave, we appreciate you. We hope now you're part of the Fins TV family, so we'll have you next season with us again. So hopefully you had a good time. We appreciate you joining us today. Thank you,
Thanks,
Dave.
Dave.
Have a great night.
Appreciate you, Dave. Thank
Thanks
you.
up, Dave. Guys, basically the underrun. The premise is that the Dolphins right now are better fitted compared to other years. To making a kind of December January run because when that December January is here, that Dolphins thinking. So I want to know. I want to start with Adrian. Adrian, do you think this team? I understand, and I totally agree with what Steve said about talent. It's not more bigger stars. It's who fits his team. So talent needs to fit the scheme. The roster building. We talk so much about Greer failing. He was good about getting talent, but not basically good at building the roster. So I want to know your thoughts. Do you think, Adrian? I'm going to start with you. Do you think that this team is better suited as to make kind of a run in the cold weather side? I'm not a playoff run because too many things have to happen, but to be respectable, to run, to basically have a good end to the season. What are your thoughts?
Well, they're doing it now, aren't they? I think Mike McDaniel started the year trying to run the offense, that air raid offense like he had with in 2023, but now he's adjusted to what he has, the talent that he has. And we're seeing the fruits of of their labor, man. They're running the ball, they're being physical. The offensive line has leaps and bounds grown this season. Defense adjusted to the scheme and they're playing well. So you're just seeing it just took him some time, but it seems like he adjusted to the players that he has, not the players adjusting to his scheme. So that's what I think. I think they're doing it now. Like they're showing us. They won 4 games in a row, bro. I definitely did not see this coming. And we're 6-7 now.
Now we have to do it. Come on, Steve, do it. You
Long
have to do
enough.
that. We agree. We have to do it. We agree.
won't
We have
do
to
it.
do it.
He won't
We
do
agree.
it.
We have to do it.
It's never gonna
Not
happen.
gonna do
It's
it.
never gonna happen.
Nope.
We got
That's the bane
6-7.
of the existence of our household. He won't do it.
Good God, no.
We had
I
a
put up
joy.
a U before I did the 6-7, and that shit ain't happening either.
Oh,
Wow.
let's go. Let's
Oh,
go.
wow.
Mother.
I know.
Let's hold the Gators, Hurricanes together until the big finish. Let's hold it a little bit. Jason, what are your thoughts? This team might be, it's kind of crazy, just stupid, but they might be tougher than other teams the years before. What are your thoughts? Is this team basically better suited for December and January weather now that the Dolphins have found a way to be physical, run the game, and stop the run?
Well, yeah, as I mentioned earlier in the show, when you're running the best in the league, if you stick to that formula, your defense is holding opponents to less than 15 points a game recently, and the Dolphins are 5-0 when they hold teams below 20 points. The Dolphins
And
are
HN have 20 plus touches.
Correct.
exactly right. So when you that's again that favorite word the last couple of days, that formula. And what McDaniel has to not do is deviate from that formula. Now, you go back last week against the Saints, and it's almost like McDaniel's like, "Ooh, I'm going to get Tua a touchdown." No, stop it. I don't care if Tua throws the ball less than 15 times a game for the next 4 games.
Don't
I
give
couldn't
a
care.
damn.
I would
10.
love, let's 12. I would love, I mean, again, we're waiting for Jalen Wright to bust out, and he finally did. He had his first 100-yard game of his career on top of having the first touchdown of his career, and he was basically thrown into the fire after Achane left the game. Hopefully Achane is back. Now, when you look at the rib injury, what McDaniel should do is say, okay, I'm going to limit Achane a little bit, but I'm going to rush Jalen more. I'm going to strategically use Ollie Gordon more. The number is 30. 30 rushes combined by these running backs. Sprinkle in 5 or 6 additional touches in the reception game. But you also got to utilize these tight ends more. Dulcich is playing great in the red zone. Utilize Waller. You know what? You don't have to go downfield really at all because Waddle is your only legitimate threat downfield. I'd love to say Malik Washington is as well, but we don't see them throwing to Malik Washington downfield often. So McDaniel, to not deviate from the run, but also be a little bit smarter in how he's putting the ball in the hands of his playmakers when and where. You don't have to throw 30, 40 yards down the field, but you also don't want to throw 3 or 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage with Malik, So I think he's going to put it all together these next 4 games. Please stick to the run. And defensively, look, I love this young trio of trench players in Kenneth Grant, Jordan Phillips, and now the emergence of Zeke Biggers. For my From my money, bang for the buck, the best bang for buck draft pick in this class was Jordan Phillips. To have a 5th rounder play, and don't please, someone's going to look at the stats and be like, he's got 0 sacks and 12 tackles.
Mm-hmm.
Stop
Not
it.
about that.
That's
Not
not
about that. That's exactly right. I don't care if he doesn't get a tackle the rest of the season. Look on what the other players are going to be doing around him. Look at the leverage that he helps the defensive line help break up runs. It might not be him that's wrapping up the ball carrier, but you got someone on the left or the right side of him or behind him that's going to make the play because he's eaten up 2 offensive linemen. This kid is 21 years old, and when he signs his next contract, he'll be 24. You have to keep – it's crazy. And he came in with the mind of a 25-year-old league veteran, said by his coach from Maryland, Mike Loxley, who said glowing things about both Jordan Phillips and my guy in the secondary, Dante Trader Jr., but he's developing. He's not there yet. Jordan Phillips is a bona fide pro right now. Kenneth Grant, developing. Zeke Biggers, a 7th-round pick. Who expects a 7th-round pick to play at this stretch run? Usually they're either cut or practice squatted or just never going to see the field. You're playing with plays. You're right. Exactly. You're playing with house money with Zeke Biggers. So credit to Anthony Weaver for really being in his bag the last month. And if I have one thing to just beg Mike McDaniel, and the funny thing is he likes to try to get Tua to do well and have him throw and be the quarterback whisperer. He did not come into this team as a quarterback guru whisperer. He came in as a running game coordinator. Yep. Do it more.
Seriously. Okay, a couple things. First of all, can we all get a big shout out to Mike McDaniel for winning one effing challenge? Seriously.
Oh my gosh, I wanted that to be the name
How
of the
amazing
entire
was that?
podcast.
Let me tell you something. That was one of the fun, most fun situations at the game live. Because even Jet fans in my area were like, "Oh my God, he won a challenge!" Dolphins fans in my area, they're throwing confetti up and down.
That's hilarious.
It was a very fun moment in my particular section. Everyone knows that he does not win a lot of challenges.
It was crazy. That was like the peak, and it's never really going to get as good as it did right there in that moment for Mike McDaniel. Everybody talks about him being this mad scientist, this genius. Stop overthinking it. I don't give a shit. I stopped caring about finesse with that Sherfield touchdown in San Francisco and everything just going downhill from there. I stopped caring about it. I want strength. I want trenches. I want power, demoralizing offense that they get that first down. We talked about it last year. The Eagles demoralize teams on 3rd and 4th down. getting that little ball over the line and then continuing a drive. And you've got these long drives, and that's what running the ball does.
And Steve,
going 3 and out, punting the ball, interceptions, that type of stuff, that doesn't demoralize, that takes it out of the rest of your team. And I feel like the rest of the team is feeding off of what the offense is doing. The defense seeing the trench, the big boys doing what they're doing right now, has to amp them up. What was that, Jason?
Just to add to that, all right, I'm going to do the unthinkable right now. Forget Dan Marino played for the Dolphins for a second. Take him out of the equation.
I'm out of here then.
Every other successful team that this Dolphins team have had has Steve relaxed. Steve, come back to us. Take Marino out of the equation for a second when this was a pass.
Sure, get in there.
Team.
There's nothing I can do. I think it's a lost cause.
Get in there, Sherry.
Steve, stop. My point is that every other successful team the Dolphins have had has been a run-first defensive team. Correct. If you look at the 70s, if you look at Ricky Williams, if you look at 2016, if you look at the Wildcat, there was no other way to win other than Dan Marino doing what he was able to do.
Correct.
So Dan Marino ain't walking through the door anytime soon. No one even close is. So what should you do? Go with what's worked in the past. The Wildcat, 2016, the 70s, Ricky, run. A
couple people have said it here, and sure, I know you want to say something, but I am so happy for Jalen Wright. I absolutely loved it. Achan, seriously, I would marry the guy. Jalen Wright, Jalen Wright, I love the way he played in college. I knew how talented he was. He's been demoralized, and you could just tell that he wasn't getting it. Hopefully he starts to get it now of being like, oh, that's how I've got to do that outside zone. Oh, that's how I've got to cut on these runs. So it starts to click for him because you could really tell that he was frustrated up until this point over the past year and a half. It's really great to see how he did it. Sherry, I could tell you were looking to say something there.
Well, I want to make a few points from the last 10 minutes. First, I'll go back to Steve, your point on talent. I watched the Eagles last night, Super Bowl champions filled with talent, crap the bed like I've never seen. It was, with Hurts being the first person to throw an interception and lose a fumble in the same possession, in the same play, it was a nightmare for them. Now go to Kansas City. They are the same. They have the same record we are. I'm not going to say it. They have the same record we have. They have Mahomes. They have Kelsey. They have Worthy. They are loaded with talent, and it hasn't gotten them anywhere right now. Talent is relative. If your talent isn't showing up, if your talent isn't performing at their highest, what's the use of having names on a roster if they aren't playing up to their status? Now I'm going to throw out a name that we haven't heard in a long time, and there's a reason I'm throwing this name out, Trent Dilfer. Because in the year 2000, I looked up while we were talking because I know that was a team that won on defense. That team won a Super Bowl because of defense. Dilfer did not win a Super Bowl for that team. So I looked. His average per game was 136.5 yards in the Super Bowl season. Why do we need to do anything other than keep the defense honest? That's it. Just keep them on. We've said from day one.
Trent Dilfer.
Trent Dilfer.
It was Trent Dilfer. My God, when he was in the box, it was I can't. We don't need Tua to go out and throw 300 to 400 yards a game. We don't need bombs of 50 yards every quarter. We don't need that. We have said it from the beginning. We wanted them to run the ball no matter what from the start. This podcast, this group, all of us have said, don't give up on it after 3 tries. Don't give up on it after 6 tries. Keep running. And now they're finally doing that. But I'm going to end this I'm happy with what's happening part by saying if Mike McDaniel doesn't win a playoff game, he needs to go. That is what all of us said when this season started, and that shouldn't be different just because he's won 4 in a row. It shouldn't be. I'm not saying I don't like the guy. I'm not saying I don't see growth. I do. I don't know if it's sustainable. I hope that it is.
Fire his ass.
But I can't go back and change. You asked me on the first podcast, how does he keep his job this year? And I'm fairly certain it was almost unanimous.
All of us.
That he needed to win, not make the playoffs, win a playoff game. I'm very happy with 4 in a row. I'll be ecstatic with 5 in a row, 6 in a row, 7 in a row. But if we don't win a playoff game, he needs to go. That's just my 2 cents.
Absolutely. Steve, any last thoughts before we go to fact and fiction?
No, I think that we kicked the hell out of this segment.
I got
awesome.
something. Let's
go.
not.
Woody.
I'm sorry I disrespected Trent Dilfer by comparing him to Tua. I'm sorry about that. He got a Super Bowl ring. All right. Sorry, Trent.
Let's go to
Trent
fact and
Dilfer's a
fiction.
Super Bowl quarterback.
Brad Johnson too when the Bucks won. You know, he didn't have to do anything. He didn't do anything.
Let's go
to hold his job.
Sammy at Nick Foles, and let's go to fact and fiction. All the fantasy that Dolphins fans have to have. Basically, those fantasies are more possible than the Dolphins winning a playoff game this season. But, a lot of Dolphins fans are, smoking the hopping pipe. So this is the premise. This time is different. In December and January, the Dolphins basically now Mike McDaniel is going to go on a true run. The Dolphins are going to make it running in December and January and going to make the playoffs. This time is different. Fact or fiction? Adrian.
Adrian.
Are we gonna make the playoffs? That's what you're saying?
Basically, yes. This time is different. They're gonna run the ball in January, and they're gonna win in cold weather, and gonna make the playoffs because they're gonna find a way to win in December and January. It's gonna be different this time. Fact or fiction?
No. Fact. Fiction. It's not gonna be different this time.
Jason.
That's terrible.
This time is different. Fact or fiction?
Oh man!
Come on, man!
Don't do it to yourself.
He's trying.
I'm really trying. It is different. It is different. But it is a little different. It is a little different. But I mean, look, I'm just going to continue with it. The Dolphins, when they have ran the ball 30 plus times, they're undefeated. When they run lower than that, they are unvictorious. So if they continue the right formula, then yeah, this time could be different.
So it's fact for you. Shari.
We got people chewing up the scenery here. You know what chewing up the scenery means? Overacting.
There's no overacting. Never.
Oh my gosh.
Shari, this time is different. Fact or fiction?
So I want to know if I can say a little of both, because fiction, we're not making the playoffs. So fiction. Fact, I think we're going to win in Pittsburgh, and I think we're going to win in New England, because I don't think they're going to be playing anybody that needs to start, because I think they're going to have that bye in the first round, and I don't think anybody's going to play. So I think we have 2 cold weather. No. I'm looking at statistics, and statistically, Pittsburgh's giving up 200 yards rushing a game, and we're getting 200 yards on defenses that don't normally give up that amount of yardage, and running is good for cold weather. I think we're going to win a few cold weather games. I think that will go out the window. I think that's fact. But making the playoffs is absolute bat crap shit fiction.
I'm going to take your answer. I'm going to take your answer as fact. Jason, you want to say something?
No, to throw a little spice on what I was trying to say, it's like they can run the table. I think that's a fact, but they're not going to make the playoffs because of the help that they need. The math just isn't mathing for them
to
win. And you're going to have to look at the Charger loss. That can literally be it. You look at the Panther loss. I know you're not looking at tiebreakers there, but those 2 losses are huge freaking losses when you're going to probably miss it by 1 game. The Browns, yeah. But
it was the Patriots.
The Browns weren't even in that. They weren't even in that game. The Dolphins. They just got slaughtered, and that was. But when you had the Panthers game, that was a win. You was like right there. You had the Chargers. And you just blew it. You could also say the same thing about the Patriots.
The Patriots.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, if they don't give up that kick return after the punt return,
we'll be 9-4 right now.
Dude,
could be
9-4.
Talking about fantasies, right? Because
You're going to miss the playoffs by one game. It's going to be heartbreaking.
Yes. So we have one fiction and two facts.
No,
Steve?
no.
Yes, I'm gonna. Yes, for me, yours a fact.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to Steve. Steve,
How-
fact or fiction?
Half full. Okay, well, winter time does not start until Sunday, the 21st. So I'm not going to count us getting a game up in Pittsburgh to be winter time. Winter weather, possibly winter-like weather, but it's not winter time until we play the Bengals in that flexed game to 1 p.m. So I think that we will win a game in winter. I don't think we're going to win all of them. The Bengals are playing a little bit resurgent right now. I think we'll win that Bucs game, but I don't think that I agree with everybody here. We're not going to make the playoffs. Way too much stuff has to happen to swing our way. But I will say this. The 4-game winning streak has been very enjoyable.
Yes,
So it's
absolutely.
good to see this. Whether or not Mike McDaniel learns his lesson and says, well, my God, this is really cool. We can actually win by not passing it all the time. And he sticks with that formula, then yes. But the defense, it's just been really, really encouraging to see a young group of people come together and play the way that they have when, frankly, they had every reason to throw it in and just say, screw it, we're going on vacation early.
When Bonner caught that interception, Steve was like, "Oh my God,
White lightning!
That would be me.
Hey!
Sherry,
Anything can happen!
Sherry, you need to start recording those things and send all those clips. You have to start recording.
Please.
We need those clips. Come on.
If I knew they were coming, my gosh, but I can't sit there the whole game like this. It's like
Speaking
my
of
kids.
if you knew that,
I get
speaking
it.
if you knew they were coming, today is the 6-year anniversary of the Miami Miracle, which
Wow.
we did know was coming thanks to our nephew.
Freaking
Who
nephew.
was on his phone, and we're like, oh shit, game's over. We get up like this, and he sits and he looks, shows his mom. He's like,
She's like, is that real?
Oh,
So
We're
we're
like, what?
What? And that's so we kind of had an idea that it was coming. Didn't
We
totally
didn't know
spoil
what,
it,
but we knew something.
Exactly. Oh, Brittany! Hey,
Rainey is in the stream.
Appearance.
Rainey making an appearance of his TV. So she's hitting that hopium. So for sure, let's talk about the Jets game.
Fact check
It's
live.
fine. We ride.
Hey.
I love that.
Hey, thanks from the Seminoles fan.
Yeah,
Ew.
let's go to Brittany.
Ooh.
What did she say? She said something else. She said we just
We
need
just
one
need
to
everyone
lose.
to lose.
It's fine.
We
We
ride.
ride.
We ride.
Yeah, if it only was that easy, right? You know,
I know.
now we had to go to Pittsburgh to play the Steelers, and you know, those guys in Pittsburgh are mad. You know, if they would have lost that game, that would have been mutiny, mutiny. I say in Pittsburgh because I don't know. I don't mind Mike Tomlin getting fired and to have one better candidate for the Dolphins job, but I don't want to go to Buffalo. They fire their coach if he doesn't make the playoffs. So I'm a little queasy, as Joe people would say. So I want to know your thoughts. Give me a little prediction. Adrian, I'm going to start with you. The Dolphins win on Monday night.
Yeah, I think we win.
Oh!
Run the ball. Defense, do your job like they've been. If we just keep the same formula, run the ball to under 15. I want to say under 10, but under 15.
Speaking
pass.
about Greasy, what are you saying? It's not going to
Oh my
Come
God.
on.
Don't let that dude. Don't let him throw more than 10 yards down the field, please.
By the way, I have to say I sent to the academy the word permacuff. So if you guess into the next
Thank you.
dictionary, it's on you. Jason, the Dolphins win on Monday. The Dolphins win on Monday.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say they are going to win. And I'm going to go into some of the probabilities that I love to look at. The Steelers have not won back-to-back games since weeks 3 and 4. So they have gone since week 6 win, loss, loss, win, loss, win, loss, loss, win. So if you really want to
Sounds
play
like a
game
song.
pattern,
It's like a rhythm, right?
it's almost like the opening music that Adrian
Yeah.
did, and it's like it's got a
There
group.
you go.
But
Ooh,
no, I think that
Steve.
you run the ball 30 times, you play defense like they've been playing, and you got an aging quarterback. You have a non-threatening rushing attack. I don't think it's very scary. I think the Dolphins could win. It might be an ugly one. It might be, I don't know, 16, 12, 10, something like that. But I think the Dolphins sneak by with a win.
So basically, it's like a song: win, win, loss, win, win. Shari, so is the rhythm gonna get you? The Dolphins winning on Monday.
It is
Morse
gonna
code,
get
bro.
you. Yes, the rhythm is gonna get me. But here's a little monkey wrench for your rhythm, Jason. Pittsburgh hasn't lost. They have a 22-game Monday night home winning streak. That's a big streak to break.
Yes.
That's a lot of winning on a Monday night.
Ends now.
I like it. You know what they say? The law of averages says it is time, but law of averages has said that for a long time. I'm going to say yes, that we are going to win. I agree with Brittany. Don't let him throw, period. But I mean, really,
It's become
I like
the Brittany chat show. I like this.
Well,
show?
I'm gonna act like the Knowles part doesn't exist. Yes, I'm gonna act like it doesn't exist, but I do agree with that whole don't let him throw. As long as I don't see him lurch back to launch an arm punt, I'm going to be happy. We are going to win. It's going to be ugly. It's going to be cold. McDaniel's going to be bright red in the face and in about 27 layers of clothing. I disagree with you, Steve. I know logistically winter doesn't start till December 20th, 21st, whatever the hell that stupid arbitrary day is. But it is still December.
Not
And December
arbitrary. It's when the sun.
I understand
Zero.
how it works. I'm a college graduate, my dear. I understand. But here's what I'm
I'm
saying.
gonna mansplain the seasons to you.
It's December.
Yeah.
The Dolphins always have Decembers to forget, not Decembers to remember. So I'm going to say we're going to break that. And we are going to beat the Steelers on Monday night. And it's going to be party because I can't stand Aaron Rodgers or the Steelers. What?
Me neither. We have some
Hero
areas. I want to get Ramsey. I hate the Steelers, and I want Matt Tomlin fired so he might be Dolphins' next coach.
Minka get the pick.
Yeah, okay, I'll take it.
Good call.
That would be nice.
I want to see Minka get a sack. Okay, so here's the thing. To Brittany's point, yes, Here's what I say. Jono knew the offense, and Ramsey knew our defense. This defense is playing entirely differently than it ever did with Ramsey. And this offense, assuming that they don't go back to pass as much as they were before, Jono doesn't know anything about the offense. I really, really, really want to beat the living shit out of the Steelers because I want Ramsey to just be like, damn, that sucked. and Jono, I mean, he's getting paid. I'll give him that. He's got $12 million this year, and I don't know how many catches he's got, but he's made a lot more money than I have per catch. And I mean,
how many catches you got, Steve?
0, but he doesn't.
Hey,
have that
we
many
had more
catches.
yards rushing than Alabama did in the SEC title game, just sitting on our couches.
Here we go. Let's go to the finish.
Okay. Oh,
thanks, Bama.
Just want to share that Steve predicted the Dolphins are winning by 25 during the season, right, Steve?
And Tua is going to have 400 yards and 4 touchdowns.
And 5 touchdowns, right?
of course, yes. Yep, 500 yards. Book
35-10.
Book it. Bet.
Wish it was colder.
Wish it was colder. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. We're everywhere. We're on Facebook. We're on X. We're on Instagram. We're everywhere. So please like and subscribe. We appreciate every single one of you guys. I'm going to start Jason. Jason, will you have cooking on Fins Faithful and Dolphins Wire this week?
I'm going to ask Shari what the next props are. I'm going to give a little inside information. We'll get some prop plays for the Steelers game.
Perfect.
We'll highlight 5 Steelers to watch. Probably going to throw Jonnu Smith and Jalen Ramsey in there since Dolphin fans know them well. And do an overall betting preview and give a score prediction. That'll be on Saturday and Sunday.
if you find a plus 1,500, you let me know.
Well, there was one last
I'll tell you
weekend.
what, Dolchich is probably going to be in that ballpark. And I'll tell you what, if you want to get really, really, really savvy, if you're Mike McDaniel, you throw to both tight ends for touchdowns, knowing that Jonnu Smith wanted to get out of there.
Oh,
I
that's a good one. That's a good one. I like it.
As long as they're 5-yard passes, because I don't want them throwing any farther.
If you're in the red zone, if you're inside the 10,
yes.
the number 1 and number 2 targets that Tua should look for is Waller and my favorite new nickname, Dolchich Dynasty.
Nice. He's Weird Al at our house. He looks like Weird Al Yankovic. He's Weird Al.
That hair is flowing.
And you tell Tua that ball goes into the crowd or in one of their hands. That's it.
100%.
Exactly. If Waller misses it, it's a field
they'll
goal.
throw it to the defense.
You know, how about those passes? I remember Steve sent me a message on WhatsApp like when Tua throw that backward pass, like what are your thoughts now, Steve?
Oh, good God, man, so bad. What are my thoughts on what?
Because I remember you were so frustrated.
No. It was so okay. Somebody said it already that it really feels like Tua, like the first quarter Tua was scripted.
Adrian,
Jason.
Yeah.
Whoever said
Adrian,
and then the third, and then 3/4 of it was just straight ass. And it's like I don't know what it takes, but it's like everything went off. And I mean, you can't script that, or if you are, then it's all mental. He's in a bad spot right now. He's in a bad place. To everybody's point, Shari, Brittany, everybody in here, just don't pass. Seriously, just get the ball out of his hands, put it in the playmaker's hands, run the ball. The offensive line, like I said earlier today, has just been playing at a level I absolutely loved. I want to get just like a GIF of Brunskill going in motion because my man was sprinting in motion pre-snap on that one. That was a beautiful thing, and they didn't show the replay. I was really hoping that they were going to. But no, what do I have cooking right now? Nothing. I don't have anything.
I have something to say, though. I have something to say real fast.
What's up?
This one's to Adrian on behalf of my husband. Who's going to win? The Aggies. Yeah!
Oh, y'all bandwagon?
No, I just hate Miami. I've always hated Miami.
Come on, man. Come on.
Let's go to the big finish.
Bro.
Fins TV, it's do or die. We're chasing wins. No alibi.
Oh boy, down the stretch they come. The pick and league, not really white hot at number 10, Bobby Shaw number 9, Finn Trooper number 8, House at number 7, Del Freak at number 6, Bobby Finstock number 5, Steve Hallett number Beer Fanatic, Adrian, Jason, and Spirit Fingers round out the top 4. It is crowded right now. That top is crowded. Jason at number 2, but it's just a tiebreaker thing because he and Gloria are basically tied up. Adrian Rainey from the death rose, right? He's back like that movie. That's Adrian Rainey for you because he was after 2 weeks. I said like, man, but what a comeback, Adrian. You should be happy. Jason, you're in there. You just have to, keep pounding. Steve keeps going, all the way up. He's trying to get to number 1. Does he still have time? So the picking league is really hot.
I had to be Switzerland last night because we have one son who's an Eagle, one son who's a Charger, but my husband needed the Chargers to move up that one spot on y'all. And so we were so happy when the Chargers won. Sorry to Austin. We love you and we're sorry for your Eagles. But yay, Aiden, your Chargers won.
Still behind the Canes fan, brother.
Not for
Adrian.
long. I won like what 2? Dude, watch this week, man. This week.
Adrian, what you have cooking
What?
and
What?
and to rough for SmackDown. John Cena's final match this Sunday. Are you having a pregame?
yeah, man.
You having something this week for the Cena
Yeah,
final
man,
match?
we got the pre and post show for John Cena's final match. We're gonna go over our top 5 greatest John Cena matches of all time. We got the panel of Frankie Fresco, the great Sean Stanley, and of course my co-host Tony. It's gonna be a good time. And then Friday night at 7, South Florida Sports Unfiltered with Sean Stanley.
Love Sean, doing great. It's also lots of fun, you're covering everything over there. So, it's just great.
We
Guys,
have fun. We have fun Friday night.
Yeah, it's always fun. So you catch
Adrian,
on
you
with
have
some
fun
Stanley.
every night.
They're doing great, and it's always great. I love Sean. Frankie's in the chat. Love Frankie. Hopefully the Dolphins can find a way
Oh,
to win
Frankie.
on Monday. What do you say? No, I now had to.
Frankie goes against
I
every
just have
team.
to.
He's a Gator fan too. So
Yes,
there you go.
I like him already.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, you'll love him. Every team he wore this season when we lost to SMU and Louisville, he wore their shirts on his
That's
wrestling
awesome.
show.
That is.
I'm like, and he's
That's
a
like
Gator
when-
fan. I'm like, bro.
That's like when you brought Matt Armstrong the Duke shirt because we like to mess
know
with
that
you
story.
guys. It's
I know
fun.
that story.
Gotta do it. Gotta do it.
Terrible.
Shout out to Matt. I'm not giving hopes up that he will be joining us for Fins TV before the season's over. We had conversation. We're still negotiating, so maybe we can make it happen before the season's done. So, guys,
He can
Right
make
now.
a cameo at
Sammy.
least.
yes, that's what I want. At least for a segment. That's all we need. We need to
Write
to
the check.
Yeah. Send the super chat so we can get Matt on the show.
There you go.
Adrian Gray, as always, Oh, Frankie, my sleeper, too late. Let's go. Oh, Frankie. Jason, great as always. I'll see you tomorrow with Finn's Fable with Joseph Aran. It's always great. Shari, love you as always. You're always great. Steve, another work in the books. Only 4 more weeks of regular season to go. Then the closer show on the Fins Wars, and then I'm right into the sunset. So any last thoughts?
Do it.
Let's, as I always say, no matter what, at least you have each other. Fins up.
Oh,
We have each other. The city's alive. Palm trees swaying. The heartbeat survives. It's the show we all crave. Miami Dolphins ride the wave. Ride the wave. Ride the wave. Miami perfect.
Thanks for watching Fins TV. Please like and subscribe.
Supreme.